Hi, and welcome back to Catholic Mom and Daughter. I'm Jennifer, and this is Kate.
And today we're going to just be doing a fun video where we're sharing what we've been reading, watching, and listening to. Basically, how have we been spending our time now that school is out for the summer? So I'm going to start off first with what I've been reading. And of course, I have a couple of books in the background that I'm always reading. And one of those right now is I Capture the Castle, which I'm actually reading for an upcoming video. So stay tuned for that. And then I've also been reading The Great Brain Robbery, which is book 2 in a middle grade trilogy I've never really talked about on the channel, but it is one of the books that I'm reading right now. However, most of my time has been going to reading and revising our vacation Bible school scripts for this year. Our VBS is coming up in just a couple of weeks, and I have been spending a lot of time over in Egypt with Joseph, working on these scripts, making sure that they flow and that they're going to engage the kids while we're presenting the material and the Bible stories. So I don't know if you can see this, but there are quite a lot of edit notes on this script for me to look at and rewrite. So these books and these scripts are what I have been reading lately.
Okay, so what am I reading? You guys know how much we love books here, but today I want to share with you something different that I also enjoy reading, and it is this magazine from Catholic Answers. It comes out every other month, and it is full of interesting Catholic topics, articles on Catholic history, evangelization, apologetics, feast days. Really, any Catholic topic under the sun sooner or later shows up in this magazine. For instance, in the latest edition for May and June, there's this really cool article about lesser known Marian apparitions, and not only appearances of Mary, but also lesser known appearances of Jesus. So the article is completely fascinating, and several of the events in it I had never heard of before. So really great magazine, and if you're wondering, oh, how can I get this magazine, you can subscribe over at the Catholic Answers website, and I'll link that down below for you. I think it would make a really cool gift, maybe for someone who is about to be confirmed or has recently gone through RCIA, or if you sign up to be a monthly supporter of Catholic Answers and their ministry, you can also get the magazine. At least that's how it has worked at our house. So I'm having fun with this magazine. Definitely check it out if you get the chance.
So what have I been watching lately? Well, really, it has not been very much, but I have had some fun watching different Hallmark mysteries. And yes, you can think of that what you will, but specifically I have been watching the Murder, She Baked series, which is based off of the Hannah Swenson mystery series by Joanne Fluke. Now, I have read all 28 current books in that series, so I was very interested to see how the books and the movies compare to each other. And it is an interesting comparison. There are quite some big differences. For example, the main character in the books has red hair and she's a blonde in the movies. But mostly I've just had a lot of fun looking at the different Hallmarkisms in these movies. Like, we can butt into a police investigation and no one's gonna care, or the leaves are changing color for fall, but it's February in Minnesota and that's fine. So it's not 5-star acting or producing, it's not very intellectual, but it's just a great way to escape, and I've had a lot of fun with it, just putting these on for something to do in the evenings.
So lately I have been watching seasons 1 and 2 of All Creatures Great and Small, the new remake on PBS, and it tells the story of James Herriot, who was a veterinarian in Yorkshire, England, starting in the 1930s. So you guys, if you really want to know what it's like to be a veterinarian, watch this series. They nail it. I am also a vet, and I can tell you everything that you will see on screen, all the ups and downs, the crazy people, the mishaps, the mysteries, the animals, everything in this video could happen and does happen to a vet in real life. So I often have people come to me and say, my son or daughter wants to be a vet. What should we do? And I always say, that's great. Has your son or daughter read or watched All Creatures Great and Small? And if they say no, then I always say, start with that. And if they're still interested, come back and we'll talk some more. So in addition to loving the medical side of this show, I really enjoy how well everyone is dressed. Now, I know it sounds silly, but there are no yoga pants or ripped jeans or muscle shirts in this show. Even to go out on a farm call, the men are dressed in a suit and tie or a sweater vest, and they really pride themselves on their professional appearance. And I just love that. I feel like we've really lost that as a society. They also have really good manners. The men tip their hats and they speak to each other civilly. And again, I think that we've lost a lot of that in our modern age. So I'm just really enjoying on many different levels, revisiting a different time with this.
So what have I been listening to? Well, the answer to that is YouTube videos mostly. So the first one gets a little backstory. In April, I got the chance to go see a talk given by the pianist Emil Pandolfi and to get a copy of his book, Play It Like You Mean It, signed. So I guess this is also something I've been reading, but that was such an amazing experience. It was such a great night. He's so funny that I decided to look him up on YouTube and start listening to some of his music and some of his albums. So that has been a lot of fun. He plays so well. It's all so beautiful. So I've really been enjoying listening to that. I've also been listening to another YouTube channel called Bloom, which has all sorts of these ambient instrumental playlists. I love putting them on while I'm working. They really help me concentrate. And each one is over an hour and they all have different themes like Lost in the Mountains or City in the Sky. So they're a great find that I've run across this spring and I recommend checking them out if you like that kind of thing, and then also checking out Emil Pandolfi's music.
So what am I listening to? Well, one of my very favorite podcasts is The Council of Trent, which is put out by Trent Horn, who is an apologist over at Catholic Answers. And he tackles all types of Catholic subjects. He does apologetics, he does video rebuttals, he does interviews, he answers tough questions, everything you want to know about the Catholic faith, again, he'll probably cover. And it's very interesting, at least for me, because I love learning about the Catholic faith. I always want to know more. On Fridays, he does a special thing called Free for All Friday, and during that, he tackles any type of random topic that strikes his fancy. So Fridays are always super fun. He did a Free for All Friday recently about how to track down rare and out-of-print books for a reasonable price or for even free, which is very interesting to me. He did one about starting to train for martial arts and how he did with that, which was actually quite funny. And he even did a podcast about how he once found a dead body in the woods, which was actually very sad, but it was also interesting. So during the week, you get all about the Catholic faith, and then on Friday, you get that bonus, fun, random episode. I'll link the Council of Trent podcast down below in the description box for you. It's definitely fun to check out. So that's a look at what we're reading, watching, and listening to, how we're spending our free time. We don't have a lot of it, but we are still managing to have some fun.
And let us know down in the comments what you've been up to lately and what some of your summer plans are. So we hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.